Hi, Carmen here from UMI Trailers. For those of you who have rented the Passport, we're going to go through it right now and show you exactly what you need to know when renting the unit. First thing we're going to do is take a look at the propane tanks and show you how to switch from one side to the other if you do run out of propane. So all you have to do is lift the cover. And when you get to your unit, you will be on the right-hand tank. So if for some reason you run out of propane during your vacation, you'll be able to tell that by if you have no gas on your stove. All you have to do is close this tank, flip your switch over to the other side, and open the other tank, and you are good to go. Your Passport also comes equipped with an outdoor kitchen, and we'll go through the setup procedure on that right now. All you do is pull your drawer out, bring your gas cable out with it, lock it into position, put your tap on, open up your stove top. Now down below is where you need to connect your gas line, and there is a fixture down there. You just pull back on the collar, plug it in, and on top there is a little dial you turn which will allow the gas to flow. Now to put it away, exactly the same. Oh, that's for those of you who like to cook a lot. Two outside drawers. So then put your kitchen away. Undo your lock. Make sure your gas line is disconnected. Slide it back in. Hose away. Now you'll also know that there is a fridge here, but the fridge will only work if you are connected to campground power. That's it. And that is your outdoor kitchen on the Passport. On the Passport, your control panel is going to be located underneath your TV. On the top of your control panel, you're going to find 5 little buttons labeled battery, fresh water, black water, gray 1, and gray 2. When you push the button, there's going to be some red lights here that will light up according to that button. So if we push the battery, it shows us that it's 2/3 full. If we push the fresh water button, it shows us it's also 2/3 full. Black water is showing full, so the unit needs to be drained. Now with the black water when dry camping, keep in mind that you should use the on-site facilities as much as possible, as you don't want to overfill the black water. There is a charge for us to come out and empty it. Same with your gray water. Keep an eye on that. When you do your sink, or sorry, your dishes, or have a shower, just use as little water as possible. This should avoid any problems with overfilling tanks. On the next line here, we have LP gas, electric, water, and awning retract. Now, if you're having your unit delivered, this will all already be set up. We just want you to know how everything works. So if you do have power, your hot water will be on electric. If you don't have power, we'll have it set up for gas. Your water pump, once again, if you're dry camping, you'll need the water pump on. If you're hooked up to a campground, you will not need the water pump on. When you're not in attendance of the unit while dry camping, we ask that you leave this switch off. Your awning says retract and extend. So you can just, as it's electric, hit the button, out it goes, comes back in. Now with the awning, a very important thing is wind. So if it's starting to get a little windy out, bring your awning in. If you're not in attendance of the unit, bring your awning in. Bring your awning in at night. Around here the winds can be very unpredictable, so if a wind comes up, rips the awning off, it is about a $4,000 repair. Here you'll find the slide button for bringing your slide in and out. The next button is your porch button, which is your string of LED lights underneath the awning, and then finally these are your entrance lights that light up the unit. That's pretty much about it for your command center. In your Passport unit, we're just going to show you how to light the stovetop. Turn your burner to light high, turn your spark button, and your stove will light. Now if that doesn't work, because sometimes these things wear out, get your trusty lighter, turn to high, lift the grate, light light your stove. Fridge operation. When you arrive, we are hoping that your fridge will have cooled down somewhat, but in case it hasn't and it doesn't feel quite cool yet, leave it closed. If your food is in a cooler, leave your food in the cooler. If you're putting warm food into the fridge, it will take it much longer to cool down. When you come in, if you're hooked up to the campsite power, you're going to notice that the auto light is on. If you're hooked up to no power and have rented it on a generator or brought your own, we will have this switched over to gas. The buttons are clearly marked. Now this one button here that says check, if you're running on gas and that button is flashing, it means one of two things. The burner for some reason went out, could be caused by wind, so just hit the on off button and it will relight. If the check button comes on again, probably means you're out of propane, so you go up to the front, take your selector, switch the other tank, close the tank that was open and open the new tank, and then relight your fridge by simply turning it off and on. Inside your fridge is the temperature control. We have it set at medium or mid cooling. If you crank it all the way up, you do chance freezing your fridge, so we suggest you leave it there or just tweak it slightly. Next thing we want to point out in your Passport is your electrical box. It's right behind this door. All you have to do is push, it opens up. Here's all your breakers for the unit. Now one of the reasons you might want to check that is, let's say you plug in a coffee pot or a toaster and it doesn't work. Check your breakers. If the breakers are not flipped, what we need you to do then is look at your microwave and make sure the lights are on the microwave. If you're running a generator and the lights are not on the microwave, you could have put the generator into overload. Simply go out, turn it off, unplug it from the unit, plug it back in, restart your generator. If you're hooked up to campsite power, look at your microwave again, make sure the lights are on. If the lights are not on, check the connection, make sure that somebody hasn't tripped over it and unplugged it from the campground power box. If it is securely plugged in, see if there's a reset breaker on it. If there is, reset the breaker. If there isn't, you will have to get a hold of your camp host. Toilet operation in your Passport unit. Very simple. There's a pedal located just on the right hand side. Push it down slightly till the bowl fills to the appropriate level, and then once you're finished, push down all the way on the pedal. At this point, I'd like to remind you that please do not use anything other than the toilet paper supplied in your unit, and nothing else goes in the toilet other than the toilet paper that is supplied. Shower, especially when you're dry camping, you want to pay attention that you set your temperature. There's a knob here, just like your home shower. You'll pull that out when you're ready to shower. There's also an extra on-off switch on the shower head. So what you'll do is you'll wet yourself down, turn this off, lather yourself up, and then turn back on and rinse. If you try to operate it just like a home shower when you're dry camping, you will fill your gray water tank fairly quickly, and then you won't be able to use your shower anymore. Bathroom, very simple. Up top here, you will find your courtesy switch. Now, if you're hooked up to a campsite with full septic, you're going to leave your knife valves, which we'll go over in another video, closed. Once you've looked at your control panel and determined that it's time to dump the black water tank, go ahead and do that. And then when you come back in, you're going to put a half a bowl of water in. You'll find this little jar of Happy Camper. Once you've got your half full bowl of water, take 1 scoop of the Happy Camper, sprinkle it around in there, and flush. That will help keep our septic tanks clean. Depending on how many guests you're planning on sleeping in your rental unit, we're going to show you how to break down the table for a bed in case you need more space. Basically, lift up on your table, pull the pipes out, set your table down on the ledges, and then you can just pull your cushions to where they need to be. And there you have your bed set. One of the other things we're going to go over in your Passport is the stereo operation. Located bottom left hand corner is your power. Let's turn that on. Wait for the stereo to boot up. You'll notice that there are two buttons here. One is for inside speakers.
Ideology that gives them meaning to be.
And the other is for your outside speakers. We ask that you do not turn this up to full, as you will blow the speakers, and that would inevitably come out of your damage deposit. We also ask that nobody under the age of 16 operate the stereo, DVD player, or the TV. Operating your heat and air conditioning in this unit is controlled by this module right here, which is located next to your TV. You have a mode button. You just hit your mode, that lights will come on. Hit your mode again, and it will take you to either low fan or high fan. You can adjust that with your arrows or auto. Air conditioning, you can set your temperature with your up and down arrows. Same with your heat. To turn the unit off, keep pushing your mode button till the screen goes blue, and there's just a little off in the bottom right hand corner. So when operating the blinds in your Passport, pull down on the string to open your window, pull out on the latch, slide your window open, and you can put your screen back down. There are two emergency exits located in the Passport. One is at the rear with the bunks, and one is right here in the master bedroom. To use the emergency exit, you pull the handle out, push it all the way through, pull on the red tabs, the screen will be removed, and you can get out. But we are like WestJet, we've never lost a client yet. One of the last operations you'll need to know is when hooked up to the sewer at a campsite, how to drain your tanks when you look at the control panel and they're reading 2/3 or full. On the back rear left hand side of this unit, you're going to find black water tank, gray water tank decals. Underneath are the handles for those. All you have to do is look down and you'll see them hanging there. So first what you'll do is you'll pull the black water handle and let that drain through. Once that's drained through fully, you can push that handle back in. Then you'll take your gray water handle, pull that out, and flush the hose out. This stops any smell from coming back up the hose or your neighbors having any unpleasant smells. And after you've dumped them, you can go back to the toilet video, or you just remember that you fill that toilet halfway full, throw in another scoop of the Happy Camper, and that helps keep our tanks nice and clean and tidy. One thing you do not want to do is leave that valve open. If you leave that valve open, what happens to us is we end up with a buildup in the knife valve, and then when we go to empty it, even with the knife valve closed, it leaks and we have a bit of a mess. So please leave the knife valves closed at all times. Things I'd like to go over with you is the operation of your screen door. You do have a slide for keeping the bugs out, and you have a handle right here. This is one of the things that gets broken the most, and it's about a $50 repair bill. So if you just follow these simple steps, use the handle, push down on it, don't try and slam it against the door, and it will be just fine. Also, if you have children in the unit, just make sure that they're not pushing on the screen or anything which may pop it out. That's it. Thanks for watching.